In this lecture, Professor A.K. Enamelhack explains how interest rate mediates between saving and investment in a simple economy.
Savings must be equal to investment, and it happens through interest rate. So interest rate, it balances it. So it's like another price. What does interest rate do? If savings is too low, so if you think about it, the mathematics is like this. So this is savings and this is interest. So as interest rate goes up, you start saving, and higher the interest rate, higher is your savings. Investment, on the other hand, is negatively related. Higher the interest rate, lower is your investment. Just technically standard economics. No. Which means investment is negatively related, savings is positively related. If I want to, if I have this line, we have savings curve right here, savings and investment, and interest rate. This is interest rate. Sorry, not investment. I'm drawing it again. This is interest rate. And we realize that the more is the interest rate, more people will save. That's why you find out when government wants too much money to be given, government wants to borrow money, they raise the interest rate. And investment, on the other hand, is negatively related. And what does interest rate do? Interest rate makes this equilibrium, just like in standard economics. So savings equals to investment, throw an interest rate, which is known as equilibrium interest rate. So economy is managed at a macro level by fixing through the interest rate. So through the interest rate, savings becomes equals to investment. So this relationship becomes equal through the interest rate. So normally in economics we say, okay, if interest rate is flexible enough, then what happens? We see savings is equal to investment. If interest rate is higher, very standard economics, that's why I'm not explaining much. If interest rate is higher, savings becomes more, investment becomes less, and you have in the banking system what is known as idle money. So we see idle money in the banking system, which technically tells me that interest rate is above the equilibrium. And if interest rate is below the equilibrium, what will happen? Savings will be less, investment will be higher, but money is not available. So we'll see that there is a shortage of fund. So in an economy, you will see sometimes there are shortage of fund, which means everyone wants money, invest, and banks said, I don't have money. You will also see sometimes interest that everyone will say, bank has idle money. So if bank has idle money, it basically means the interest rate is above the equilibrium. If the bank has a shortage, then interest rate is below the equilibrium. What the banks do, they realize there are people who are interested to invest, so they raise the interest rate. If they raise the interest rate, savings starts going up, and eventually they reach an equilibrium. So the very simple macroeconomics is like a microeconomics, that through interest rate, we fix the equilibrium where savings must be equal to investment. And that's what we realize in macroeconomy, Y equal to C plus S and Y equal to C plus I. Together, we conclude that S must be equal to I, and it comes through the interest rate. So it is the interest rate that manages the macroeconomy. So now realize in the macroeconomy, interest rate is an important strategic decision, and you will find we'll talk about it. So interest rate becomes a macroeconomic decision-making tool.
Please subscribe to this channel to receive updates on new videos.